Hi, I'm Scott Kiner. I am your host for this edition of Real Estate Today. This program provides meaningful information to homeowners who are dealing with the real estate crisis. My guest today is a prominent Palm Springs attorney, a real estate attorney and broker by the name of Mitchell Reed Sussman. Welcome, Mitchell.
Good to be here, Scott. Thanks for having me.
In today's current economic climate, many people are either walking away from their homes, going into foreclosure, or actually doing a short sale. And then later they wind up receiving in the mail an internal revenue form that is a cancellation of indebtedness from their previous lender. The topic of today's show is, what is a cancellation of indebtedness and how does it affect your income taxes? So Mitchell, what is cancellation of indebtedness?
Under the Internal Revenue Code, if a lender has to discount or cancel a debt because of non-payment, that cancellation or discount is subject to an Internal Revenue Code section which is known as cancellation of indebtedness.
So Mitchell, can you tell me what this 1099-C form is that lenders send to people who have lost their homes?
When the short sale or foreclosure or cancellation of debt takes place, you will likely receive from your lender a 1099-C form. This form has to be attached to your tax return and is equivalent to income that you received, even though in fact you haven't received income and all that has happened is debt has been canceled, but the IRS treats cancellation of indebtedness as income.
So how does this form affect my income tax?
Well, Scott, this is something that you really need to consult with either a tax professional or a lawyer who's conversant with taxes, because you may have income tax consequences when you receive a 1099-C. Now, there are exceptions to this income tax liability that occurs when you get a 1099-C, and the two principal areas are either you're insolvent or you fall within some of the recent regulation that has been passed by Congress insulating homeowners.
Is there any way around reporting this as income?
There are ways to avoid the income tax consequences of receiving a 1099-C. One of them is insolvency, and the other one is falling under the recent enactments by Congress which are designed to protect homeowners from the adverse effects of foreclosure and short sales.
So what is insolvency?
Insolvency essentially means that your debts are greater than your assets. You do not have to be bankrupt in order to qualify under this insolvency exception. All you need to prove to the IRS is that your debts are significantly higher than your assets.
So is there any legislation that protects homeowners from this income tax consequence from losing their homes?
To protect homeowners from the crash of the real estate market, Congress enacted the Mortgage Foreclosure Debt Relief Act of 2007. This act was designed to protect a homeowner who's lost their home through foreclosure from cancellation indebtedness and the income tax consequences of a 1099-C. It applies only to homeowners whose houses were lost as a result of foreclosure and whose houses were the principal residence of the homeowner.
Thank you, Mitchell. That was very informative. I'm sure our viewers learned something today that can help them through these very difficult economic times. That's today's show. But before we go, if someone viewing the show or a real estate professional has a particular topic or subject they would like to see on this show, you can reach me by email at scottk@kinercom.com. If you have a question about this show or a question for Mitchell, you can reach him by email at mitchell.sussman@palmspringsLitigationAttorney.com. Thank you for watching.
Real Estate Today is brought to you by BBVA Compass.